Today I'll be trying to get 3 wins with the Mini Splatling RTL-R. Obviously means rattler, I think, but certainly I guess a stylistic way of naming it. As for our kit, our sub-weapon is the Squid Beacon, which I constantly forget to use, and it's not going to be any different today probably. I'll try to use it occasionally, but it just doesn't cross my mind, unfortunately. It's a very helpful sub-weapon, and it's good on a Splatling because Splatlings don't always want to use their sub-weapon if they're holding a charge or something. Now, the Mini is a bit more flexible, having the fast charge and a short actual fire duration, so it's not going to be as burdened with a sub-weapon as per the Burst Bomb kit. However, I don't think a beacon is terrible for it. It's just that I cannot remember to use them. For the special weapon, we get the Trizooka, which is a nice offensive piece. So think of the first kit again with Burst Bomb and Ultra Stamp, but instead you lose your sub weapon for 3 Trizooka shots instead of just the single one from the Ultra Stamp. Now the Ultra Stamp is actually stronger than it used to be back when, you know, the weapon was new, when the game came out like 3 years ago or however long it was. But Zuka has been very consistently just good, and it's really only gotten better. Couple of nerfs here and there that were only after it really being buffed. So it's a really nice special. It helps you pick off the people that you're having trouble with, chargers, which Splatlings always have problems with, and just anything, you know, camping you or things like that. And with Mini being a very good painting weapon and being a nice support weapon, it's going to be getting a fair decent amount of them. And it also gives you an option to use it as an aggressive weapon, you know, taking a few splats here and then charging your special to try to get the people further away, or just maybe trying to use it as a panic special, but I've never really been good at panic Zuka-ing. Either way, the goal is 3 wins, and if we get 3 in a row without any losses, we'll go for a 4th win. I'll see you in the first match. Alright, match number 1. This is unfortunately technically match number 3, or 4, I think. I don't remember, but I had gotten 2 wins. However, my mic was not recording, so that's just fun. Doesn't matter. That's okay, though. There are some pretty good games. I think it was only 2 matches, so we're doing somewhat well with it at the very least. Very aggressive teams. Theirs is maybe a bit more aggressive than ours. We have 2, maybe 3 support weapons. Also, some very interesting sub-weapons. Only 1 actual bomb, and then the rest of them are just kind of some interesting utility sub-weapons. Alright, that's fine. Alright, they've taken out half the team. Let's try to get this actually rolling a little bit, not just, you know, dying. He got very greedy there. I guess he felt that he was safe from the Rainmaker pop. We most certainly were not, and I just run into the blaster shot. That's okay. It's fine. We have a chance to maybe turn this around. We are fumbling the ball a lot here, though, so we need to try to actually get it back to mid and hopefully quit running off to the wrong side, because that's what's just getting us. And this Kraken is also being very aggressive. I'm going to hold this charge, try to hit someone with it. There's the brush. Try to find him. There we go. He's almost dead. Don't know where he's at. Okay, he's down here. He's just... Okay. I'm not sure why he didn't heal there, but I guess he didn't want to. He felt pretty confident, I guess, in his abilities to shark, and didn't actually end well for him. There's the Kraken again. Just stay away. There's 2 Krakens on the enemy team. There's a lot more Krakens now, I'll say, with the new kits. There's also a lot more Trizookas and crabs. There's just a lot of new stuff that can be problematic. So I'm going to try to do my best here with just painting and trying to be a piece that can maybe help with some damage if I can hit my shots. That's going to be the biggest thing because, as usual with the Mini Splatling, it does have very slow shot velocity. So it is sometimes a bit hard to actually hit the shots, even if you do have a lot of them. I'm going to shark here. Try to cover this up. I'm not sure if he's still over there. I think they're all going over on the right side. I want to save my Zuka to actually use it for something important. Unfortunately, get combo blasted there with the killer whale and the blaster, so that's not great. I feel like we're all a little disconnected, unfortunately. I'm trying to get paint on the map, but painting doesn't do everything. It helps, you know, when trying to move and stuff, but that's about all it can really do. If you're not immediately, you know, trying to fight with your teammates and stuff, because, you know, if you're not actively fighting people, they're just going to cover it up while you're not there. All right, we're gonna just shark here. Hello. Okay, thank you, Zuka. Thank you, Zuka. Good job, Zuka. Very good, Zuka. Missed every shot. Oh, I tried to get close to him. I don't know why. I forgot he could shoot up close. Kind of sad though, because I think I literally just used this weapon. So, yeah, not great. We did break checkpoint, which is good. I still don't have a lot of confidence, especially considering we don't have any poking sub-weapons, so it does make our job a lot harder around these little corridors. Thankfully, they are just running straight into my shots, which works for me, and I can just back away from you. I've already taken out 3 of them. There's another jump coming in. Oh, we're very close. Okay, don't run out of charge. Definitely still have people aiming at me, so hopefully our teammates can take advantage of that. Gotten one. Gonna try to do this here. Split them up. Not gonna pick anyone off there, but I can try to be aggressive. I actually picked someone off there, surprisingly. And our teammate took that, so there's 3 of them down at the very least. We've taken a slight lead. Not much of a lead. Can very easily be lost if we don't play very well, but we're gonna try to, you know, maybe keep this momentum that we've got. I'm not gonna be too overly aggressive. I'm gonna let them come to me. Yes, I know I don't outrange the blaster at long range, but that's okay. Everyone else, I do believe I can actually either outrange or equal range to. Maybe the shot actually has a little bit more range than me now. I'm not sure about that, but I think it's enough to where fall off, you know, kind of is involved, so I can actually maybe be a bit aggressive with it if it tries to press me. Especially with my run speed, I can be a little bit more evasive than he can. Just try to throw a bunch of AoE in there, make sure they can't move. Since we don't have bombs, that would be my substitute for a bomb. Throwing that in a very crowded area and getting a lot of chip damage off. And it worked somewhat well. It scared them off for a bit. I actually got one of them. They've picked that up. They're very far away though. Unfortunately, the blaster and burst bomb and rainmaker shot were all there, so did limit my movement options, and I did just kind of try to walk into it. Didn't work out there, but we did take another win. So, thanks to our teammates. All right, match number 2. Looking at a very supportive team on the enemy side, surprisingly. So, probably going to play very defensively. We may want to try to take advantage of that. I want to try to farm up bazooka to maybe pick off their charger. If I can find him and not, you know, stick my neck out and get sniped by him. Okay, he's over here. Maybe pick him off? Okay, I actually hit a bunch of cover there, unfortunately. However, I still did combo some damage, and that worked out pretty well. Okay, yeah, this is definitely our chance. Oh, hello, good. Charger's up next to spawn in, so I'm not going to press too far forward. I'm going to once again try to get Azuka going. That way I can, you know, use that. Because that is our main piece against longer range weapons. Okay, that's fine. I did panic that a little bit too much. I think I could have actually backed off to the left there. I think we're still fine, though. We've got a guy flanking from the back. I'm going to try to block him. That's the charger. Where you at, buddy? All right. Yep. Stay at range. We don't want to be one-shot by him. Lots of one-shots over here. I don't know if they know that I'm here. Okay, they do. Never mind, that wasn't going to work out. I should have just jumped out, honestly. I was in the line of sight of the charger if I moved back from the ledge, and there's not really much space for me to move there anyways. Try to tag team there. Charger's the one with the Rainmaker, so that makes our job a lot easier. Again, you can tell I'm very paranoid about the one weapon class. Probably shouldn't be. It's a very skill-dependent weapon class, so a lot of times they're manageable. Sometimes they're not. You know, that's just kind of the nature of it. It's a very high skill floor, but also a very high skill ceiling weapon. I'm going to try to use this as a bomb, just get behind their cover. If the charger wants to attack me, I'm going to try to stay at an incline. He's not really too fond of doing that, though, so I'm fine with that. Try to catch our friend after the splashdown. Didn't work out too well, but that's okay. I'm still just going to try to let my friends be the piece to be offensive here, because I don't have the very fast weapon. I have the slow weapon. That helps out in actually getting chip damage off. I'm going to pop over to the right here. Hello. All right, that's fine. Teammates should at the very least be able to scare him off, and that's what they're doing. He's actually trapped here. We got someone back here. I want to actually jump in. This may not be a smart play, but it looks like the fun play, so we're going to try it out. Especially for the amount of paint I may be able to get over here for Azuka. Hold on. Okay, charger is aiming at me. You know what? I'm just going to back off. and say that I got some special charge off of that. Probably could have actually been more useful back here now that I think about it, but that's okay. As long as we're not being completely steamrolled and I'm in their spawn, I think we're fine. I may get taken out here by this roller. Not quite. He's trying to get out here and the charger is starting to aim at me now, so I need to be careful. Charger's now down, so never mind. I can kind of just have free range once again. Alright, cool. Not really hitting a lot of shots here. I am just really trying to work on paint control because we do have 2 Slayers that are really good at attacking. So I don't have to be as aggressive here. Unless there's just like a really prime opportunity. That's a little unfortunate, but that is how it is sometimes. Alright, bad jump here probably. I'm going to go ahead and throw this out. That's not good. Yeah, no. Bad jump. Bad jump. I maybe could have saved that, but I think I made too many wrong decisions by the point of the jump just going out. So, which, you know, it was one bad decision. So granted, I could have, you know, just not made the one bad decision, but still. Alright, so they are actually really in our spawn now. I'm getting a little annoyed by the paintbrush, so I'm going to try to be a little bit more aggressive towards him when he just kind of stands right at the edge of his ink, because that means he can only move backward, so I can actually tag him with that. Stay alive here. Part of me wants to jump this off the side, but I think we're fine. I don't mean like off the side of the map, just over here in this little corner. I think we're fine though. I don't want to, you know, throw my special away if I do have it. I think you're going over here, so try to block his path. Wanted to help out over there, but my run speed is not fast enough. I could have probably swam and done a little bit better. We don't need to push this. We just need to hold it and make sure they can't get to us. Okay. A couple of my shots I think were blocked there, but that's fine. Got the assist anyways. This is a really good sight line for me, and we hold it until the timer. So there's another win. All right, match number 3. Not another mid-range match. It is a mid-range match. For the most part, not even really that mid-range, mostly short-ranged with some short to mid-ranged weapons, if I can make any sense at all here. I'm going to try to help out. Very good, not very good. That was definitely just a bunch of weird actions all thrown together. A lot of people went down one by one. It was more revenge kills than anything. I don't know where you're at. I saw the fight going on and I clicked the jump in. I'm very, very, very too fast with my jumps. So I got a couple of hits off on it. If I knew exactly where he was at, I probably could have got it. Like if I had just held my ground there, then maybe. But no, it's not a reliable thing to work on. Now, I thought I was out of range there, so I did go down to it, unfortunately, but that's okay. We're just kind of in a weird stalemate here. Not much is happening, and I don't mind not being punished for bad actions. Keep painting over this pedestal here. There's the roller. Take him out. You're mostly clear to go. There's a Kraken. I'm going to try to take the aggro from the Kraken. You need to go, friends. It's time for you to go. You know. We need to go. We could have gotten the checkpoint, but we're being very passive. You failed the jump. Maybe that's what he was waiting for. All right, very good. Hold this. Very good. Cover the left side. Wait for the Zuka to go away. We don't want to be in the line of sight for that, but that's fine. I want to try to get my own Zuka. I don't think we need to try to keep this push going. I think we just waited too long. I think if we had gone at really any point after or as soon as the Kraken was popped, that would have definitely got us the checkpoint, but they didn't really feel like that. So that's the cards we have to deal with, unfortunately. Took a lot of damage from the first guy, the Tetris, and then I just, you know, went down to one single swing from the Octobrush, unfortunately. At least that's what it looked like. Maybe that wasn't quite it. All right, that's not good. Stay back. I think he can see me. I don't like this wall. This wall has been very annoying just when dealing with enemies because you never know what is hiding behind it. It's a great place to just throw a bomb, like I said before, but that, you know, you don't always have bombs, and especially when you use a weapon without a bomb, you know, that's kind of the whole point of the challenge. You're not going to have a bomb to use. I'm backing up very far. All right, too far. Awesome. Good job, me. Still technically in the lead. So that's cool, I guess. But I don't think we're gonna be able to keep that going. All right, we'll lose the lead off that. That's okay, though. I want to stay away from the bomb. I'm probably going down to this. Never mind. I'm off to the side here. I need to just work on getting paint because I think that's where we're struggling the most is actually getting paint to move and fight with. Especially with the roller. Roller loves having paint to stay alive. All right, good job. Use that cover correctly at the very least. All right, yeah. Keep working on paint. Again, I really think our main downfall there was just missing the push. Obviously, that doesn't mean anything in terms of our defense not being that great, but that's a different thing. We probably would still be in the same situation. They would just be a little more aggressive because they would have to be. Oh boy, there's just a lot of stuff going on here. They have a lot of bombs too, which is very silly. I'm just gonna jump out. There's no point in me standing there because Mazuka does not get a lot of value. We have their suction bombs, which are okay. Right. You know, I'm not gonna complain about having a suction bomb. Alright. Someone get him. Good. Maybe I need to be slaying. I don't know. I don't know anymore at this point. Feels like we're still just being very passive. Anytime I try to be aggressive, though, I just get bought. So it's like, do I want to try that again? We get checkpoint off of that. That was very random. This is just a weird match. Lots of weird sequences happening that, you know, I can't really stage things, unfortunately. Hello, Kraken. Well, we've taken the lead with 20 seconds left. I guess that's pretty cool. I don't really care about dying there. I mean, I guess I could have saved my special a little bit more, but I can do that a little bit better in mid. Not like that matters, though. Mid won't do much here because they're being very aggressive. That's kind of what I expected as well from their team, and I think we just win now because, yeah, we got all that. Okay, well, there's 3 wins in a row. I guess we'll go for a 4th one. That was a very interesting series of games, and that was certainly a very interesting semi-final match, I guess now. All right, our 4th and final match, and once again, you know, kind of the same. Little bit more mid-range this time, though. They have 2 Splattershot Pros. We have a Dreadringer and a Rapid Blaster Pro, which I believe is the longest ranged weapon on the, or in the match, at the very least. So I do probably want to be playing a little bit more forward here now, since we do have kind of an anchor and also a midline weapon. So I will have some, or a bit more supporting fire and just standard firefights where we're trying to cover choke points and whatnot. No real point in actually fighting the Kraken. Oh, awesome. Good job, me. Wasn't paying attention to the left side. That would have been important because I could have actually gotten the Kraken. However, our teammates are doing an incredibly good job of just carrying and taking people out and defending when I'm not really doing much. So I guess I can just try to be the paint bot. That, you know, that may actually work. That might actually be my job here. So I'll try to stay alive a little bit longer and do that. And support with damage from my special. All right, we're standing up here a 3rd time. Hopefully I don't get punished for it. I'm gonna maybe just stay back because that might be where my problem is. I may be being too aggressive. All right, now's the time to move backwards. I'm gonna move under the ledge. That way it just hits mostly up there. Try to jump back up this way. Stay alive. I'm gonna shark a little bit. Let our teammates draw them out, and then I'll try to surprise them with Bazooka or something of that caliber. Alright, well, that didn't work very well, but you know what? Maybe it scared them. I traded my life for it. I don't think it was that worth it to scare them. It's just a very worthless scare. I could have just ran straight up to them and maybe scared them a little bit more than that, but whatever. You know what? Okay, he's gonna grab it. I may need to grab that next time. That may be what I need to do because I feel kind of worthless. I'm very scared of these Splattershot Pros because I'm not very good at fighting them. Because they can just back away from me. And that is part of a problem. And I'm getting blindsided very easily by these weapons. So that's really good, though. Also, they have double missiles, which is also kind of annoying in and of itself because it's missiles. He's off in the corner. That's a Rainmaker free zone, so he's going to lose it pretty quickly anyways. Try to cover this. I got caught in some ink and it wasn't painted over very quickly, and I did just back into it as well, so that didn't help at all. They may be taking checkpoint here. We'll see. This would be where a bomb would be nice because, you know, sloped area, or not canvas, but canyon kind of map. I think I'm just going to try to be DPS here. That's fine with me. Grab this and go down. All right, hello. Maybe should have went up here. I wasn't sure. I thought I saw someone go down this way, and maybe I saw an enemy go down that way, and I just didn't register it. Definitely would have been better to play around teammates, but this is another just really weird stalemate match that not much is happening, and I'm dying so often on that I'm not really experiencing a lot of it. I feel kind of worthless, and I don't like that, but anytime I get close to someone, I do just kind of die to them because they do have a lot more range than me, and I'm not, I guess, maybe being aggressive enough to them. Maybe that's the problem. I'm trying to figure this out, but I'm not doing a very good job of it. Oh, yes, good job. Okay, that was a me thing entirely. Hopefully, someone will be able to combo off of that. I was really just sad. I'm getting hit by very good damage rolls here, and it's taking me out a lot faster than I would be hoping for. I'll also say the bombs are being a bit annoying as well. And the bazooka. That wasn't smart. I think we're gonna be okay. Maybe not. We'll see. It's very close. It's so close. Again, my problem here is that I'm just getting shredded as soon as I try to do anything offensive. I don't know. Maybe I should have just been more passive and played for Bazookas, but anytime I used it, I'd just get killed by a Kraken or something random. Okay, no, don't die to that. Don't die to the pressure that you outrange. Okay, I don't outrange this one, so just kind of keep it back, I guess. We'll take a 4th win. That one was not anything I did. That's, you know, normally what I expect from playing weapons I'm not very good with, but the other 3 games are pretty good, so I'm not going to complain about those. And there's 3 wins with the Mini Splatling RTL-R. It's first 4-game episode in a while, at the very least, with 3 wins in a row, so that was pretty nice. First 3 matches, but fairly okay. Again, the last match was very much a mess. It got hard carried, you know, obviously. The only reason we did that badly was because of my sandbagging, so that was a little unfortunate, but hopefully I'll maybe improve a little bit more and get a little bit better when we go to use the new Hydra Splatling, whenever I decide to do that. Either way, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please consider leaving a comment below and maybe even consider subscribing. Until next time.